Hi guys, Penny Rose Journals, how you doing? I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, I was fiddling around this morning with some stuff on my desk and made this little guy, and I thought, well, maybe you guys would be interested in seeing how I did it. It's just half of a file folder, like the ones you put in a filing cabinet. I got a bunch of these given to me. They were all weird colours. This one was bright yellow. I have blue ones and red ones and all sorts. So I coffee dyed a few of them because I had my heater on, so it was worth it. And then I thought, what am I going to do with them? So I've made this little booklet, and there's actually another pocket in here as well. But I don't have anything on my desk to put in the pocket right now. There's my bone folder. So you can see there's a pocket in the middle. Quite a deep one. And there's also a pocket here, and here. So yeah, I think it's quite a good use of half a file folder. And then I just sat here this morning and stuck little things on it to decorate it up a bit. So yeah, thought I would make one with you guys and bring you along for the ride, and maybe you can try making some of your own. It gives you something else you can do with, just regular file folders or the hanging files from filing cabinets and stuff. It would work just as well with a manila folder. Anything that's sort of that sort of cardstocky feel. So yeah, anyway, that's what we're going to do. I've torn one in half already. Here it is. I just tore it in half. When I was batch dyeing, I did the colours, when I was coffee dyeing, I did the colours together and just lay them on top of each other so we would have a bit of bleed, because I just like that. So anyway, we're going to use this piece. So because this file folder had this at the top, I cut all the tops off of these, by the way. I just sat in front of the television and sliced them all off the other night. Yeah, but it had this running across it, which I didn't like the look of. You could sort of catch things on it and whatnot, so I pulled that off, and it of course left this. So that's all right. I'm just going to put that in the inside of the pocket, so you won't even see that. You could even put it up this way and make that the top of your file. It's kind of interesting, but because there is some lines on the outside here, I decided to make it my pocket so that those lines can be part of the decoration of my pocket. So what you do is fold your file folder in basically thirds. You can make this as tall or as short as you like. I immediately lost my bone folder after poking it in that pocket. What do I do with it? There it is. I just make them however high I want, however high they end up. That one's slightly lower than this one, so makes no difference. It's personal choice. Now, I found it easier if you give these a really good crease as you go, because it is cardstock. Can get quite bulky. I'm going to take this piece and fold it in half this way, like so. Simple as that. And then just simply fold each side back in half again. Give it a good crease. It doesn't matter if it splits like that. We're going to ink it anyway. Well, I am going to ink it anyway. That's just my style. Anything that's broken, torn, wrecked, damaged in some way just appeals to me a lot more than fresh and clean and floral and bright and cheerful. That's just how it is. But if you prefer that style, then yeah, You could certainly cover that up with some scrapbooking paper or whatever it was you were using to decorate with, because you certainly don't need to decorate them like this. This is definitely just what I like. So right, anyway, we've done that. So what do we have? We have a little sort of concertina business that looks like this. So all we're going to do is put some glue along here and here and stick that together, and then we have a little booklet with a big pocket in the middle. It's as simple as that. Gotta like that. Nothing like a quick and easy project. So what I will do is I will glue this, and then I'm going to shove it under my mat here, because that's how I get everything to glue properly. You could put clips on it, or sit and hold it for 10 minutes or however long your glue takes to dry. But I am impatient and doing a video as well to boot, so I will just pop it under my mat. Don't know how many pages are glued together here. Quite a few, as it turns out. I'm just doing this from on top of my paper because I don't want to get glue all over my bone folder. I don't like it. It's a proper bone folder. It doesn't need to be covered in stuff. Right, that's nicely squished together. I'm going to pop it under my mat. Keep it going. And pull out one that I prepared earlier. It's like a cooking show. Here's one I prepared earlier. Now, what is this? Is this thick enough? No, I'll probably put an extra page in there. Right. So that, here's one I prepared earlier. So, the next thing I do with this is put a piece of fabric over the spine. Because, it's glued, it's very stable, but it doesn't look very pretty. So I like just to grab a piece of calico or muslin or whatever you like to call it, and make a little spine cover for it. You could use anything here, if you were going to decorate it differently in, sort of scrapbook paper and florals and stuff, you could use a nice piece of decorative, bright, sort of, similar sort of material, or cotton material or something. Just entirely up to you. Now, what I do is, I know basically how far that's going to reach across, so I'll just put some glue down. Just a little bit, because I don't really want it to bleed through. I mean, it doesn't, it's not a train wreck if it does, but it always looks nicer if it doesn't. Says the girl who likes grungy everything. Glue bleed through, oh no. And then I will just pop it on basically half of my little calico there. And then do the same thing on the other side. Now I try to give it a little bit of space across the spine. I don't want to pull this very tight. I just want it to cover, not restrict the spine. So I just use the side of the glue bottle to spread my glue out. I don't like putting my fingers in it. You can, if that's okay for you. I don't like being sticky. Although this does just sort of rub off, it takes some time, and I just don't want to do that. So I have done it before. It's not like I'm gonna freak out if glue gets on me, but yeah, I prefer not to be sticky. So there you go, we have our little file folder as far as that is concerned. There's a nice little spine now. When you open it out, it's all very flexible, it's covered, it works well. It's glued at the bottom here, so we have a big pocket in the middle, just like the other one. Only thing we have to do now is glue down these sides. Again, I just pop a bit of glue there and shove it under my mat, because gets the weight of my arm, it gets the weight of the mat. It just works. So, and I don't mind working on an uneven surface. It doesn't really bother me one way or another. So I'll pop a bit of glue on that side, and my glue is erupting everywhere. Put a bit of glue on this side. Again, sort of, I don't need glue on my bone folder again. Sort of squeeze it down. It might stick to the middle a bit, but it's fine. I don't worry too much about it. It's going to come off, and if it, makes a bit of a mess. Oh, God, here we go. Glue on my fingers. See, it does rub off. You just like do that, and it's off. But yeah, I dislike it. So I will just pop that under my mat like so, and that will glue that nice and securely. And here's one I prepared earlier. And see, as I said, it does stick a little, but it's not a train wreck. It just pops off pretty easily, as long as you don't you use scads and scads of glue. But yeah, there we go. That's it. That's the basic construction done. Simplest thing on the planet, I reckon. And quite cute. It will be quite a cute thing for inside a journal. You can pop a tag in the top here. You can pop cards or decorative items or ephemera of some kind in the pockets on the inside. You could even put a pocket on the back and the front. I chose not to. I just wanted to decorate it. This is the other half of this folder, if you can't tell. So then I just inked it, decorated it up, and that was it. That's it, done. So I might just decorate this one while I've got you here, just simply because that was a very short explanation of what we're doing. So let's do this together. I have a pile of scraps here. This is what it will be decorated in. I mean, I do have other scraps available to me, but these just happen to be here. So we will try and use up those, or at least some of them. Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason to what I put on these. I just, whatever's on my desk, or whatever's in arm's reach. I don't tend to, I don't know. They say when you're an artist that other people will recognize your style before you do. Somebody has said to me before, I love your style, and I'm like, do I have a style? Is this a style? If somebody asks me to make something in my style, I get very confused. I'm not entirely sure what that means yet. So, but other people apparently see it. So, yeah. My style is just pick up any old piece of junk on my desk and stick it down. If that's a style, then okay. I'm alright with that. Hi guys again. Sorry for the abrupt change of scenery, but I did film decorating all of that and then realised most of it was off camera. So I figured I would just decorate the red one that we did earlier, just so that you can see kind of what I did. So I've sped this up a bit just to make it not so long, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Hi guys, that's pretty much the end. I'm just finished inking this up, find a few bits and pieces on the desk to pop in, and yeah, you've seen it all. I hope it was interesting. It was very nice having you guys along. I always enjoy your company when I'm crafting, even when I have to do it again for a second time. Yeah, such a womble. Anyway, I was glad to have done a different colour one on film because yeah, it surprised me actually how well the red one inked up and how good it looked at the end. I actually like it a lot. I wasn't sure how the red one would go, but it's pretty good. These are just a couple of cards floating around my desk. Figured I'd pop them in just for something in there. I'll finish it off later. Anyway, thanks for coming, guys. I appreciate your company. I hope I'll see you next time. And yeah, look after yourselves. Bye.